Thanks for joining me in yoga practice. We're going to start in a comfortable seat, so you can lean against the wall or sit onto a block. If neither of those are comfortable, feel free to find a seat in a chair, and once you find that comfortable seat, I invite you to close your eyes. Feel how your body connects to the support of the floor, props, or chair. Know that you can make this practice what you need it to be, and so I've got some cat yoga going on, so you probably see Munduk and Manis walking through the frame as Munduk just did. And just start to tune into your breath. Notice tension that you're holding in the abdomen or the face. And see if you can, on your exhale, let some of that tension go, so that your breath is a little freer, a little more expansive. Let there be a little bit of space between bottom and upper teeth. Let the tongue widen onto the floor of your mouth. Let the shoulders settle onto the shelf that is your rib cage. And we're going to begin with Samavriti Pranayam, and this is an equal parts breath. It can be a little bit challenging in times where we're stressed out to hold the exhalations, holding the lungs empty. And so you can just skip that part and make it more of a triangular breath than a square breath. And so I'll count you through a triangular breath first, and if that feels easy, then attempt the square breath. And I'll go with the count of 4, but after I count you through a few rounds, you can continue on your own count or pace of counting. And so we'll just start by exhaling all the air out of the lungs. And then inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the lungs full for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to attempt the square breath, we'll hold the lungs empty as well in the next round. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And continue on your own pace for a few more rounds. Take one more round. And after you've completed that round of breath, you can blink the eyes open. We're going to inhale and reach the arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms towards the ceiling, and stretch the palms of the hands. Allow the shoulders, meanwhile, to slide down the back body even though the arms are reaching skywards. On your next exhale, we're going to reach over to the right. Keep both sits bones evenly anchored onto the floor. Turn the left shoulder to the sky. Take another breath into the side body. And then your exhale bring you back to center. Inhale to reach over to that second side. And then exhale to return back to center. And then you can roll over the ankles to find table. So stacking wrists under shoulders, knees beneath hips. Breathe in, let the tailbone lift, the heart expands forwards as your shoulders slide down the back. And then as you exhale, drive knees and palms into the floor. Let that create space in the back body as the crown of the head dips to the mat. And so then breathing in, tailbone lifts, let the heart reach forwards, and then exhale, pressing into the floor to create an opening of the back. A few more on your own breath. If you do have some congestion in the lungs, then you might start to move into the side bodies, creating a barrel roll of the rib cage. And if you're rolling in one direction, start to balance out into the other direction. And then on your next breath out, return to neutral. Bring the knees together. The toes are curled under, pressing the palms into the floor. Create your cat back, and then float the knees just a few inches above the floor for a bear plank pose. You can bring the heels past the toenails in order to stretch the soles of the feet if that feels good. Take 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, lift the hips and the knees up and back to find downward facing dog, letting the feet separate at least hip distance apart, maybe even a little wider if the hamstrings are feeling tight. Driving the palms down to send space into the back body. You can relax the head and the neck. We're going to inhale and reach the right leg up to the sky. And on your exhale, shift forwards into plank pose and give your collarbone a little tap with the knee. And then breathe in and reach the right leg back to the sky, relaxing the neck. Exhale to shift to plank, knee to chest. One more inhale to reach up. And exhale as you come forwards into plank. We're going to step the foot in between the hands. And so set the left knee onto the mat and uncurl the toes. The legs are going to squeeze together, and you're going to feel how that brings the hips a little more aligned, where they're kind of squared off towards the front of the mat. Just pausing here, allowing your breath to expand the right side of the torso against the thigh. Last breath in. Your left hand will stand to the shoulder. Your right arm will reach to the sky, and your exhale, finding a twist to the right. And so draw your right knee in towards the chest. If this feels a little bit challenging to breathe in, you might come up a little bit higher onto a block, or if you don't have a block, maybe like a dictionary or a phone book. Take another round of breath here. And the exhale will release that right hand down. We're going to shift the hips back above the left knee, straightening out the right leg any amount. Curl the top of the foot to the shin bone. Breathe in, heart forwards, and then exhale to bow the head, relaxing into the neck. Continue squeezing the legs together here to create an innervated stretch in which the hamstrings are active while opening. As you breathe in, walk the hands back to frame the foot, bend into the right knee, step your back foot in, keep your hips low, the feet are either big toes touching or about hip distance apart. Reach the arms out wide and up, Utkatasana, chair pose. In chair pose, belly's drawing in, but the heart is expansive and the shoulders are relaxing down the back. Weights mostly sinking into the heels. Pausing here. Slowing the breath. To make this a little bit more light, you're going to come up taller. To make this a little deeper, a little more burn, start to lower thighs about parallel to the floor. 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, fold on in, Uttanasana, straightening the legs any amount. Hands are on blocks, shins are floor. Breathe in, lift halfway, shoulders down the back. Exhale, navel in and fold. And then we're going to step our way back to table. Driving the palms and the knees into the floor, curl the toes under. The knees and toes are together, and then you're going to float. You're going to float the knees back into our bear plank. If this feels pretty easy for you today, you're going to straighten your right leg back. Inhale, and exhale to set it down. And then inhale, left leg reaches back. And exhale to set it down. One more, right side inhale reaches back. Exhale to lower it. Inhale, left leg reaches. Exhale to lower. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Spin the biceps forwards. Inhale, reach the left leg to the sky. And then exhale, knee to chest as you shift the shoulders over the wrists and drive the palms into the floor. And inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, left leg sweeps skywards. And then exhale, knee in. Make space, rounding the belly away from the thigh to step your foot between the thumbs. The right knee lowers onto the mat. The legs are squeezing together. You can have blocks, a stack of books, or nothing under the hands. Breathe the left side of the torso against the left thigh to massage the digestion system. So keeping right hand under the shoulder, we're going to exhale our way into our twist to the left. Left arm goes to the sky, squeezing the legs together even here. The gaze is somewhere comfortable for the neck. It could be down towards the hand, straight ahead, or up towards that tap thumb. Allow every exhale to hollow the belly in away from that left thigh, and then that knee can come in just a little bit closer towards the right shoulder. One last inhale. And exhale to release the tap hand down, shift the hips back above your right knee. That thigh bone's vertical, the legs are squeezing together. Breathe in, chest forwards, elongate the abdomen and ribs, and then exhale to bow over that front leg. Make this as gentle as you need by deepening the bend of the knee. But try to dig your heel into the floor, pull it back to create a little bit of action in those hamstrings. And so as you breathe in, we'll rebend into that front leg, curl the back toes under, step it forwards, sink your hips nice and low, sweep the arms out wide and up with Utkatasana chair pose. We'll create a mudra in which we're going to take the right palm facing in towards the chest, your left palm faces out. And you're going to hook the fingers and start to pull the hands away from each other as the shoulders slide down the back. This strengthens all the muscles surrounding the heart and the lungs. And so taking a couple more breaths here. And then switch, so left palm in, right palm out. Pulling the hands, sliding the shoulders down the back, softening the jaw and the sides of the neck. And then exhale, bow in, Uttanasana. Breathe in, palms to shins, lift halfway. As you reach the heart forwards, lengthen tail back, and keep your gaze straight down to the floor. Exhale to plant your palms, step your way back to plank pose. Pausing here, you can always be on forearms and or knees. Belly in, heart forwards, shoulders sliding away from the ears. As you inhale, we're going to shift to tippy toes, lower the knees, let the elbows bend as they slide past the ribs. We're going to find our way down to the front body. Walk the thigh bones back so the fronts of the hips are connected to the floor and anchor them down as you breathe in and lift the chest. We're not pressing down through the palms. Rather, the hands are there to try to drag the bottom ribs forwards. The chin comes towards the front of the throat. This is a great posture to, again, massage the guts where the bulk of the immune system lives. And so continue breathing down into the lower abdomen. And then exhale, release, and give the hips a little shake side to side. We're going to press the floor away to return to table. Reach the left arm to the sky. And then on your exhale, you're going to slide that underneath the right wrist until you land your way onto the outer shoulder, setting the temple down, pressing your right palm into the floor, relaxing the neck. There are modifications to take with your right arm if you like. You can grab left hand and pull. You could take the right arm alongside the ear or wrap the arm around the low back. And then you can release that right hand in front of the face. Press down through it to come back to table. And we'll inhale the right arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, slide that under the left wrist, landing the outer shoulder and temple down. Finding the position of arm that works for you. Hand returns in front of the face, press into it to come back to table. Curl the toes under, make your way back to downward facing dog. We'll inhale the right leg back to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot in between the hands. The legs are going to squeeze firmly together and you can reach the arms to the sky, crescent lunge. Here, we're actually going to take the hands behind the low back and the elbows are going to squeeze behind the back body as if they're squishing air out of a beach ball. Let the fingertips encourage the backs of the hips to the floor and then begin to lift the chest and draw the chin slightly back. The inhalation enhances this chest opener. Keep drawing belly in with every exhale to encourage space in the low back. Your next exhale returns you to a neutral spine. Hands are going to find hips, but the elbows are going to still squeeze together. Lean out over your right leg about halfway. Let this drive your left heel back, stretching the calf. Pull the belly away from that, the very top of that right thigh. Keep the chest expanding forwards. Take another inhale. When you're ready to exhale, shift to left tippy toes and then float your left leg about parallel to the floor. To make this a little easier, the torso goes higher, about 45, and that leg is a little lower. Otherwise, we're working towards parallel. With our hands at hips, we can self-adjust, lowering the left hip down, trying to lift that right hip up off of the thigh bone. Cats want to make sure that the yoga practice isn't too boring. Take another breath in. And then exhale, chair pose, sinking the hips, weight into the heels. Good. So right elbow underneath, hands to shoulders, backs of forearms so their fingers into the palm. Elbows go forwards and up. And then we're going to shift the weight into that left foot, right leg. Crosses over and your toe could be like a kickstand. You could squeeze the pinky edge into that lower leg, or if available, you can wrap the leg, kind of the foot behind that lower calf. And so Garudasana, inhaling, exhaling slowly and smoothly. Take another breath in. And then exhale, come to stand. Interlace the fingers behind the sacrum. You're going to again squeeze the elbows together. Let the knuckles anchor the tailbone, lift the chest. Chin slightly back. I invite you to widen the feet, like 3 feet apart or maybe a little more. Continuing to open the chest, you're going to bow forwards, letting the hands come up and overhead. Modification is the arms just come underneath the shoulders to support you. You could also keep the knees a little bit bent in order to soften this for the hamstrings. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hands return to low back, under the shoulders. Inhale to lift halfway, and then we're going to walk the hands to frame that right foot and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg floats to the sky. As you exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot in between your thumbs. Legs squeeze together, rise on up, crescent lunge. If you feel wobbly, widen your feet so they're like hip distance apart. Hands come to the backs of the hips. The fingers are pointing down, the elbows squeeze together. The front of the hips rise up with the adjustment of the fingertips. Chest rises, chin draws back. Inhaling to expand little balloons into the fronts of the shoulders and the chest. Your exhale brings you back to neutral through the spine. Hands find hips. Elbows continue to squeeze back. Lean out over your left leg. Let your right heel reach the floor. Pull the abdomen in to hollow it away from our left thigh. Take another breath. And then shift to right tippy toes. Take an inhale. And then on your exhale, float that right leg up, trying to maintain a straight line from crown of head through your right heel. Wherever you find the angle of torso and right leg, think about lowering the right hip, lifting left hip up. Last inhale. Exhale brings us to Utkatasana, chair pose. So giving that standing leg a break, we're going to take left elbow underneath, fingers into palm, backs of forearms together, hands grab shoulder blades, and then shift the weight into your right foot and cross your left leg high up and over for Garudasana. Elbows reach forwards and up, breathe into the upper back. Sink the hips a little lower, a little further back. Draw the belly in. And then come to rise. Hands find heart, Samasthiti. Close the eyes. Let the breath slow. Just feel the support of the floor under your feet. Blink the eyes open. You're going to shift the weight into your right foot and bring this left knee up at least the level of the hip, maybe a little higher. Palms stack above your left thigh, and you're going to begin to press into the thigh and drive the thigh up into the hands. Curl the toes to the shin. From here, straighten your left leg out as best you can. Pause for a breath. And then squeeze the heel in, squishing your calf and hamstrings together. One more round of breath. And straighten that leg out. Breath here. And then exhale, bend the knee. Inhale. And exhale, release. Right knee comes up about level with the hips. Switch so the other palm is on that thigh. Press into the leg and drive the leg up into the hands. Let the shoulders relax. And then on your inhale, straighten that right leg. Pause. Squeeze calf to hamstrings and pause for a breath. Keep driving the thigh into the hands. And straighten the leg and pause for a breath. And then bend the knee and pause another breath. Squeeze that heel in. And exhale, release. So kind of applying that idea, but we're going to take it into a twist. And so that left leg rises, but now the right palm finds the outer left thigh. Press the two into each other like we did in the last pose. Take the left hand to the hip, draw the elbow back, let the chest start to turn. To keep balance simpler, look straight ahead. To make it a little challenging, look out over to the left, or even more, look over your left shoulder and reach that left arm back. If you want more challenge, straighten the left leg. Drive your right foot into the floor. And then bend the knee, slowly return back to center. Pause. Shift the weight into your left foot. Right knee comes up. Left hand to outer right thigh. Right elbow comes back. Start turning the chest. Let your drishti follow if you like. When you're ready, or if you're ready, reach that right arm back behind you. Keep driving the thigh and the hand together for stability. And then inhale, slowly come back. And inhale and reach the arms to the sky. Exhale to fold in back to Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, plant the palms, step your way back to plank pose. We're going to shift forward to tippy toes. Keep the knees lifted or lower them, your choice. Lower to the front body. Interlace hands behind the hips. Knuckles reach back. Chest rises. Float the legs. Breathe into the low abdomen. Float the forearms off the hips. And then slowly release. Give the hips a little shake. And then we're going to press our way to seated, cross the ankles. Find your seat. Legs are straight out in front of you. For those of us with tight hamstrings, you might roll up a blanket and slide it underneath the knees. Tops of feet curl the shin bones, fingertips behind you. Lift, broaden the chest. Exhale, start to bow, leading with the belly, ribs, chest, finally the face. The hands could also serve like little blocks, sliding fists under the tops of the calves. Alternatively, grab a hold of ankles or feet. Folding into Paschimottanasana. Hands frame the legs. Breathe in, walk the hands in to rise back up. You're going to bend that right knee into the chest. Hook the left elbow around your right knee. Reach the right arm up, breathe in. Exhale, twist, plant the hand behind the sacrum and gaze over your right shoulder if the neck's okay with it. Inhale, untwist. You're going to let your right leg slide out long. Left knee comes in. Hook your right elbow. Reach the left arm up, breathe in. Exhale to twist, plant the hand behind your sacrum. Look over the left shoulder. Slow, smooth breath. Inhale, untwist. Bring that right knee in to meet the left. You're going to hold on to the shin bones, make your way onto your back body, planting the feet within tickle's reach of your middle fingernails. Wiggle shoulder blades together. Lift the hips, find your bridge pose. Here, there should be a little space under the back of the neck. You're dragging the feet down to lift the hips up. Allow the chin to reach away from the chest as the chest continues to chase your chin. You can either hold on to edges of the mat or interlace fingers. Last inhale. Widen the shoulders. Exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time. When you get there, feet together, knees wide, Buddha Konasana. Here's where if the inner thighs are feeling tender, you can use your fists right underneath the outer hips, or you can grab those blocks, phone books, dictionaries, whatever, to slide underneath the outer thighs. Take the arms out in shape of a T. Let your right leg come up and stack over the left. Turn the head over the right shoulder. You can keep the knees low, which is going to open the outer hip more, or bring the knees in closer to that left shoulder. A little bit higher will give you more of a spinal twist. Start to close the eyes. Let the breath slow and start to return back to more of a natural rhythm. Let the legs separate, coming through center. Can either, again, make your way to Buddha Konasana just to bring that left knee over the right. Keeping the hips, the knees lower than hips, or bringing those knees in closer to that right arm. Turn the head any amount over the left shoulder. head can come back to center, legs can return to center. You can plank the feet on the edges of the mat and let your knees rest together for Shavasana, especially if you've got any low back tension going on. Otherwise, legs extend out, palms flip facing up, close the eyes. Let the body be supported by the floor. Shavasana has been said to be one of the most important, if not the most important asana. And so stay here at least 3 more minutes, if not 5. If you're really feeling exhausted, stay for 10. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Using this Shavasana as an opportunity to feel grateful for yourself, for taking care of yourself, showing up to this yoga practice. And letting that gratitude fill your entire body, every cell, every tissue. If you're ready to come out of Shavasana, begin to wiggle fingers and toes to reawaken. And when you're ready, you can roll to one side. And press the floor away to find your way into a comfortable seat. And with palms before heart, bow the head in. Namaste.